In this video, I'm going to show you how to find the coordinates when given an equation. Okay, so let's start off with an equation. Let's call this equation 1, y equals 2x plus 1. So like I mentioned in the previous video, the y and the x actually stand for a coordinate pair in this case. So this y and this x here, once you find them, they're actually going to give you a point that you can plot. But for this video, we're just going to focus on finding the x and the y. So, draw a table of values, x and y. Unless it tells you otherwise, you can choose your points. So you can start wherever you want. I generally go from -3 to 3. It doesn't have to be from -3 to 3. It could be from -5 to 5, -10 to 10. You don't actually need that much. It just depends on how much of the graph you're drawing. For this example, I'm going from -3 to 3. So you just plug -3 as your x value into this equation right here. So I'm just going to show some working out down here. Y equals 2 multiplied by -3 plus 1. So that's y equals 2 times y, which is -6, plus 1, which equals y equals -5. Okay, I can keep going, but I'm just going to do the rest of them in my head. 2 times by -2 is -4, plus 1 is -3. 2 times by -1 is -2, plus 1 is -1. 2 times by 0 is 0, plus 1 is 1. Now I don't have to keep going through the rest of this because I can see a pattern developing here. From -5 to -3, you've added 2. From -3 to -1, added 2 again. From -1 to 1, you've added 2. So as we can see, the pattern is to add 2 each time. So I don't have to do all of the working out. I can just start adding 2 for the next term. So 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 plus 2 is 5. And 5 plus 2 is 7. Corner that off. Now, if you want to check this, just to make sure, let's take the x as 3, which is the last one here. 2 times by 3 is 6, plus 1 is 7. And that's it. We've got our table of values. Let's go on to example 2. This time y equals -3x plus 4. Okay, and this time I'm going to choose between -2 and 2. Okay, so x and y, so -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, because I've said between -2 and 2. So -3, so y equals -3. This is my working out. -3 times by -2 plus 4. So that's two negatives multiplied together make a positive. So that's 6 plus 4, which equals y equals 10. Okay, the next one I'm going to do in my head. So -3 times by -1. So -3 times by -1 is 3, plus 4 is 7. -3 times by 0 is 0, plus 4 is 4. Now, as you can see, you only need 3 values to be able to see a pattern. So from 10 to 7, it's subtracted 3. From 7 to 4, subtracted 3. So the next one I'm going to subtract 3 is going to be 1. And then I'm going to subtract 3 again, and it's going to be -2. If you want to double check this, let's plug in 2. So -3 times by 2 is -6, plus 4 is -2. Third example now. So this time I'm going to choose -2x minus 4. Same thing applies again. So I'm going to choose between -3 and 0 this time. Okay, so x, y, so it's -3, -2, -1, 0, because it's telling me that it needs to be between -3 and 0. So y equals negative 2 times by negative 3 minus 4. So two negatives times together is 6 minus 4. So y equals, I'll do the next one in my head. Negative 2 times by negative 2 is positive 4. 4 minus 4 is 0. Okay. Negative 2 times by negative 1 is 2. Minus 4 is minus 2. So as we can see the pattern here, you are subtracting 2 each time. So if you subtract 2 again, it's going to be negative 4. And if you want to check that, minus 2 times by 0 is 0. Minus 4 is minus 4. A fourth example is when you've got y equals minus 4 plus 2x. So as you can see, this equation is slightly different. It's not in the form y equals mx plus c, because the mx is actually at the end this time. So what does that mean? What does that mean for us? Well, you can follow it through in exactly the same way and it doesn't make a difference. Or you can rearrange this. Y equals 2x minus 4. Now why is it 2x as a positive? Well, this sign before the number goes with it. And this one here is negative 4. Now if this was positive 4, it would just be 4. Because whenever we've got a number 4, we assume that's positive. Unless it's negative, then we write negative 4. So because it's specified negative 4, that means that this is a negative 4 there. Okay, now let's say if we were going between between 0 and 4. This time we're going to just take the positive values. So x, y, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, it'll work in both cases. So let's have a look at the first one. Negative 4 plus 2x. So this was the original one without rearranging. Okay, so negative 4 plus 2x. So minus 4 plus 2 times by 0 is still going to be minus 4. Minus 4 plus 2 times by 1. So that's 2 times by 1 is 2. So minus 4 plus 2 is minus 2. This time x is 2. So it's 2 times by 2 is 4. Minus 4 plus 4 is 0. Now we've got the 3. So from minus 4 to minus 2, you have added 2. So from minus 2 to 0, you have added 2. Now for the next 2, I'm not going to just add 2. I'm going to show you that you still get the same answer by using the second one when you rearrange it into the form y equals mx plus c. So let's use this one now. Okay, which is exactly the same as the one above it. So y equals 2 times by x. X is 3, so that's 6 minus 4. 6 minus 4 is 4. 6 minus 4 is 2, sorry. And then when x is 4, 2 times by 4 is 8. 8 minus 4 is 4. To get from 0 to 2, you've still added 2. And to get from 2 to 4, you have still added 2. So both ways still work.